In this OSEE training video, we will demonstrate the use of the XViewer and the capabilities of it. We call it XViewer. It's essentially this table widget, and we use this table widget throughout OSEE. So if you notice in ATS, in my world, it's used for the action tracking system to show all the actions that you have to do. And you notice you can recognize it because it has the filter, search, how many are loaded, how many selected, etc. If you notice, we also use it for the branch manager. So we use it a lot of different places. And the idea is you get used to using it one place and then you know how to use it in all the places. So it's a pretty powerful widget. And you can think of like an Excel spreadsheet or a spreadsheet program. The idea is to make it very customizable to the person and the role that they're doing. So any of these columns you can filter back and forth just by selecting the column. And if you'll notice, it actually says how it's sorted. So right now it's sorted by assignees forward. If I select it again, it'll say assignees reverse. You can also do multi-column sorts. So I can sort by state first. It says sort state reverse. And then I can sort by, let's say, ATS ID. So now it says I'm sorted by state in reverse and ATS ID forward. And if I select state again, it'll reverse the order. So now it's state forward, ATS ID forward. So it's got some pretty neat capabilities as far as sorting. The other thing you can do is move columns around. So if you decide you want to see the title over here, state over there, you can do that. And then we have a very powerful feature called customization. There are a whole bunch of different columns that have been configured in OSEE to work with this. And you can go in and add, let's say I want to see the, let's find a good attribute, last modified by. I can add that to my visible columns and hit OK. And now I have the last modified by, so this is the last person that edited this artifact. And this is for any artifact in the system. You'll have all these different columns that you can choose from. Then the nice thing is, not only can you add the columns, you can actually save the customization. So if this is a view that I like to use a lot, I'll hit Save Customization, and I'll say My View. And you also have the ability to share these saved customizations with others. So if this is something that your team would use a lot, you can select that. And I'll go ahead and select that. And now you see my view is shared. If this is the default view that you always want to see, you can set it as your default. So if I hit OK, now it's my default. So whenever I bring up this type of editor, this is going to be the default view. Two other things, you have a filter down here. So if I type saw, it's going to filter and find saw in any line and filter that out. I can then clear that filter. I can also do a search. And what that does is it leaves everything there, but it highlights the cells that match your search. And then last but not least, it actually shows how many loaded, how many are shown, and how many are selected. And the idea here is if you ever filter out everything, it'll actually turn red and show you that 11 are loaded, 0 are shown. So that doesn't mean the search came back empty. It just means you've filtered out everything. So those are the basics of the XViewer that's used throughout the OSEE workbench. Thanks for watching.